All right, hello students and whoever else may be viewing this. Today I'm just going to go over a few expectations and management practices that we'll have in my classroom. I'm your teacher. You can call me Davis, Bear, Barrett, whatever makes you comfortable. I'm fine with any of that. And let's get into it. So, first, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our classroom. You'll see this when you go in, but it's set up with tables. For the first few weeks, you'll have assigned table groups. Later, that could change, but just to get started, please find your seats at your tables when you go in. We have a projector in there. We've got shelves. There's computers. There's my desk. We got lots of resources that you'll be able to use as we go into the year. Now, you already know you're, of course, all in 10th grade, and this is a world history classroom. You'll notice I have a lot of books in my room. These are my personal books, which you are welcome to read, but please talk to me if you want to take one with you because they are very important to me, but I trust you all will treat them with respect. There's a lot of maps in the room, and as we go out through the year, I hope to hang some projects from you all and decorate the classroom so it's not only my space, but our space as a community. So I'm going to start with my key beliefs. These credit to the Cassell will. So in my classroom, we believe that every student is unique and has a different style of learning. We will practice social awareness with the goal of including everyone in the classroom. I will try to keep content relevant so you can take your education beyond the classroom. I will also offer you multiple viewpoints and perspectives within my lessons to allow you to interpret content in a way that allows you to be more self-aware both now and beyond my classroom. So, to sum this up, I understand that everyone learns differently. Not everyone can learn from a lecture. So we're going to have lectures, we're going to have activities, we're going to have individual and group work, we're going to have different perspectives with everything. I'm never just going to teach you something from one guy's perspective because history is so much more than that. There's facts, and then there's also the subjectiveness of how people viewed what has happened. And I want to be able to show you guys all the different ways that people have interpreted history and what we can learn from that. And I want you to be able to take those lessons and what you know beyond the classroom and outside of your education, beyond both this year and then beyond high school in general into your adult lives. So next, I'm going to go over some culturally responsive classroom practices because like I mentioned, everyone is different. Everyone is going to interpret things differently. I chose two tenets, credit to Geneva Gay for these, of just two things that I really want to emphasize and value within my teaching. So the first here is multidimensional teaching. This means I'm going to have multiple modalities of student learning. Like I mentioned, multiple ways for you to interpret information, lectures, group work, activities, readings, all that. There's going to be group work and individual activities, so you can find what works best for you. If you find you can't work in a group at all, you're welcome to talk to me and be like, hey, am I able to do this group project alone? And I'll be able to work with you. Or you might say, hey, I don't really understand this. I need help, and I can get someone to work with you. We're going to find what works best for everyone. Of course, it's going to take some learning, but we'll get there by the end of the year, I'm sure, because everyone has different learning styles, and that's why multidimensional teaching is so important. Now, the second thing is emancipatory learning. I believe there's a power in education, and I want you to learn beyond the set requirements. This doesn't mean that I expect you to go above and beyond the requirements for a paper. Say I'm not expecting 8 pages when I only said 3 in a requirement. What that means is that I want you to be able to learn what you use in the outside world. I want you to be able to take that beyond and actually apply it, because there's so many things we can learn in history. Next, we have 3 main routines and procedures for you all to be aware of. When you come into the classroom, like I mentioned, you'll have a seat at a table. Please find your seat. Once you're there, you're welcome to talk. You're welcome to be on your phones. That's your time. The class hasn't started yet. But once I start attendance, I'm going to need you all to quiet down so we can hear and so I can really start to get to know you all. In between activities, or say like if I leave to go make copies of something, get materials, I'm not gonna say you just have to be silent and you're silent to yourself the whole time. You're welcome to talk or be on your phone. You know, I trust that you all have the ability to recognize when, hey, this is a time where it's okay for me to be on my phone. We're not doing anything right now versus, oh, we're in the middle of an activity. This is a time that I shouldn't be on my phone. And, you know, if it becomes a problem and people are on their phones when they're not supposed to be, we can take that. But from the start, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of trust here, and that you can be adults about it. In the beginning of the year, groups and tables will be assigned, like I mentioned, because I'll be honest, I don't know any of you. I don't know your names. I need to learn who you are. So it's going to be alphabetical. It's going to be really simple. But once I learn who you guys are, and if you've shown me you can be responsible, I'll give you the freedom to choose where you sit and the freedom to choose your groups for group work. So it's all about trust. And I'm sure you guys will build that, and before no time, you'll have the freedom to choose your groups. Now, I have some expectations and consequences, So, firstly, for me, my main thing is respect. I have respect for y'all. I want y'all to have respect for each other, for me, for people outside the class. I know respect means different things to different people. But for this, it's just respect them as a human, as a person, as their beliefs, as you would want to be treated. No one is above anyone else in this classroom. And as a class, we'll learn what respect means for us. That's my only true expectation, because in the beginning of the year, we'll create a class constitution, and I'll have you guys come up with what you think is important. We'll make a big list. We'll vote on what's the most important. We'll choose 3 to 5 actions or expectations to put on the class constitution. We'll ratify it. Everyone will sign it. And those will be your true expectations. If we do get violations of, say, the respect or the class constitution, you know, of course, at first, I'm going to give you some reminders like, hey, you all agreed to this, you signed this, you need to follow it. And hopefully that resolves it, because, of course, we're human, we forget things. If it goes beyond that, you may be removed from class or have to have higher action taken, which is something I really don't want to do, because I have respect for you all as people, and I want you all to be able to be in my classroom and be able to learn and be a part of education. But if your actions start to inhibit other people's ability to learn, then we will have to go to those steps, but I hope we won't. Because our classroom will be a place where all students are welcome to learn and grow. We will practice respect for people and beliefs, and through education, we will make our society stronger. And I really want you all to be able to be a part of that. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, to reach out, whether on this, anything going into the year. If there's anything you want me to know about you, I'll also send out a Google form where you can tell me anything you want me to know. If you have, you know, something you'd like to be called, something you need to enable to be a more successful learner, you know, any of that, you feel free to put it there or send me an email. And thank you to those of you who watched this, and I truly look forward to having you all be in my class this semester. It's going to be a great year, and I can't wait to study history with all of you. Thank you.